Hey, Golden Child. Welcome back. We are here for another episode of Book Talk Tuesday. Let me make sure my audio is okay because last week it was not a good look. Are we good? Hey. Thank you. I figured it out last week. Well, Friday for the podcast episode. I know if you saw that, you was probably like, "Why she start again? Why she ain't re-record y'all?" Last week was a week. Okay, it was a long week. I had a performance and I had a birthday party for my 3-year-old that weekend. So I was down, was dusty. It's gonna be better. Okay, I promise. I'm gonna make sure to be more mindful. Okay, moving forward. That's why I had to do a little switch some things up this time to make sure my audio was good. But let me turn my light on so the visual, okay, so the visual can be good too. All right, there we go. Happy Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever you're watching this, okay? If you're watching it live, happy Tuesday, okay? Let me go close this door because these kids, okay? Excuse me. I need y'all to stop screaming. All right, and we're back. All right. I was supposed to set this up a little further. Move it. We good. But we are back for another episode of Book Talk Tuesday. I know I've been gone a few weeks. I know, but we back though. It's a okay. We were going through Psycho-Cybernetics. We had gotten through, I think, chapter 10. Yeah, we had got through chapter 10, and then I kind of went MIA on y'all, but it wasn't intentional though. It was like stuff happening with my performance that we were working on over a month. Then again, I said I was getting ready for my son's birthday party, so it was just a lot going on. But that's neither here nor there. Today, right now, in this very moment, I'm here, you here, we back. Okay, we back at it. Okay, but we're giving a little announcement because if you know, I am very intuitively guided, very manifesting generator energies, spur of the moment, okay, in the moment, aligned type of vibe. Okay, so things are not always what they seem. Okay, but if you don't know yet, the topic for this month is making money moves and building wealth with ease. So we're having all conversations, wealth, abundance, making money, because it's abundant April. Why not? So that's where we are. I feel like this camera is crooked. It's giving very much. My room is crooked. Okay, that's a little bit better. But the reason why we are here, look, y'all, listen, bear with me. On these longer videos, my mind, my brain, my mouth be all over the place, okay? So just bear with me, okay? If you don't know, I'm Jalisa, also known as Jalisa the Golden Child, and I am the niche. I don't have a niche, okay? I am a board certified holistic health practitioner, an author, a speaker, a doula, a coach, a bedroom candy boutique consultant, a human design expert, trauma of money certified professional, mentor, advocate, survivor, single mom of 3. My children are 5, 4, and 3 now. Okay, yes, back to back, got them out the way, and I'm done, son. Okay. Um a publisher, a author. I'm in the process of writing my 4th book. Um and probably some other things that I forgot to mention. But again, we are here for Book Talk Tuesday. We are getting into Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Okay. Let me go to my notes so that I can stay on track. And the way that this works, of course, if you are here in the Zoom or if you are on YouTube, feel free to drop in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're from, what you do, anything else that you would like to share with the class. Yeah, I not too long woke up from a nap and I'm feeling good. Okay, feeling good. So I'm a little bit more goofy than I usually am, but okay, I was going to YouTube so I can make sure I can see who's in the chat. But that was my introduction. And now we're going into chapter 11 of Psycho-Cybernetics. The title of the chapter is How to Unlock Your Real Personality. And this chapter right here, I tell you, I say every chapter is really good because the book is really good, but we're going to get into all of that. In this chapter, Maxwell Maltz explains that many of us are not living as our true selves. We're often wearing masks, shrinking to fit in, or playing roles shaped by others' expectations. Okay. These adaptations might feel safe, but they keep us disconnected from our authentic power and joy. They say that the grave, and I now say jail, okay, is one of the richest places on earth. And I believe that is because people in those places, okay, have not lived up to their fullest potential or even gotten to the tip of the tip of the tippity tip of their fullest potential because they have not been able to be their most authentic self, therefore, not walking in their fullness of their power and capability and capacity. So this work, the energetic work that I do, I'm also a Reiki master, an energetic worker, a healer. So with the energetic work that I do, it really helps you to unlock your true personality with human design as well. Helps you to unlock really and truly who God called and created you to be. And this is the work that I've been doing. And one of the reasons why I'm able to show up on YouTube, okay, not worry about the editing, not worry about what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like. I do a little preparation, especially for these book talks, because I want to get the content that the writer intended across. But majority of my shorts, my events, those things are really off the top of the head, just really being my most authentic self and being in alignment with my higher power so that the messages that are for the people that are going to hear it are channeled through me in that moment that they are needed. So this for me has been huge, being able to release old conditionings, old habits, old patterns, old ways of thinking, old ways of being that were from a space of survival. And it's okay to be in survival mode. Sometimes that's what you got to do to get through and to get by. But you don't have to stay in survival mode. There is more on the other side. I said I went from survival to surrender. I know some people say surviving to thriving, but it's something, a next step after thriving is surrendering. Surrendering to your most authentic self, surrendering to the path and the calling and the purpose that God has placed in and on your life. It requires surrender. It requires laying some things down that you hold so dear, laying some relationships down that you hold so dear, releasing thoughts, habits, mindsets, things that have been holding you back and causing you to believe that you're somebody that you're not. You are so much more powerful, so much more capable, so much more than even what you can understand, what you have the capacity to understand. So, key ideas from the chapter. Okay, I'm gonna jump off my soapbox. Okay, key ideas from the chapter. Let me check the chat, make sure I'm not missing anything. Cause I was okay. I was in it. Okay, I was in it. I was doing it. All right. If you come into the Zoom, just you can come off mute and let me know you're here. Cause I'm not always gonna go back and forth. Especially I'm trying to get through this in just 30 minutes. Okay. Key ideas from the chapter: the false self versus the real self. And listen, I'm very animated. I talk with my hands, I move around a lot. So if that's not your thing, okay, there's so many other amazing people on YouTube. I would not be offended if I'm not for you. I'm not for everybody, okay? But just know that I still love you, okay? But here I go. The false self versus the real self. Many people build a personality around what they think they should be based on survival, fear, or societal conditioning. But underneath is the real you, confident, creative, joyful, and capable. Okay, this is what I was just talking about. You got to get to know your real self. You got to release this false self, this idea that you got to fit in there, you got to people please, or you got to be who other people want you to be, because your real self is dope. Your real self is amazing. Your real self is confident, capable, creative, joyful, powerful. All the things that you might envy or be jealous of or look up to somebody else for, you have the capacity and the capability to be. Okay? Next key idea, self consciousness is a block. Trying too hard to be right, accepted, or perfect actually stifles your natural personality. True confidence comes when you stop focusing on who you're perceived, how you're perceived, and start living freely. Y'all, listen, when I tell you, okay, I've kind of always been the out of the box type of person, just kind of working towards being my most authentic self outside of the norm, the black sheep, whatever the case may be, and feeling like there were times in my life where I feel like, especially when I was married, that I had to bite my tongue or I was too much. So I had to, walk on eggshells or not say anything because I didn't want to be rejected or I didn't want this person to see me or perceive me any kind of way. Now, look, if you feel some kind of way about me and what I say, how I am, what I do, that's on you. Sounds like a personal problem to me, okay? Because majority of the time the issues that people have with you and even the issues that you have with other people is just a reflection of you or them reflecting themselves back to you. Okay. Point number 3, relaxation reveals the real you. When we relax, we access spontaneity, clarity, and our true voice. That's when our real personality shines without performance or pretense. Listen, relax, rest, sit down, chill. Okay. That's when you really get to know your true self. There's so much noise, so much distraction, so much chaos, so many things going on in your external environment that's distracting you from getting to yourself internally so that you can get to know your true self. Okay, it's going to surprise you. Okay, when you start to come out and your true self start to show up, and you like, oh, all right, hey girl, or hey guy. But you don't have to perform. You don't have to try to be somebody. Your most authentic self comes when you relax and you just allow your true self to shine. Point number 4, creativity is a sign of the real self. Expressing yourself authentically through your words, art, work, or presence is a signal that you're living from your true self, not the mask. Okay. It might not be, physical art that you're creating. It might be speaking. It might be just the way that you show up. It could be in your work. That your creativity, allowing that to flow, that is when you know that your true self is in control. Your real self is in control. They've shown up. They've given you the capability to use your imagination. They've given you the keys to be able to unlock doors to things that you would have tried to plan or you would have tried to push off or you would have tried to give to somebody else. But when you can be creative, use your imagination, freely flow in your thoughts and your being, that's a sign that you're walking in your real, true self. The last point, one, two, three, four. Point number 5, becoming unapologetically you. Unlocking your real personality means giving yourself permission to live as you are, not as who the world told you to be. Okay. And that's the last point. I don't even got to go into no more, okay, about that. Okay. That just, okay, drop the mic. Okay. But understanding that a lot of us carry the pressure to be strong, put together, or palatable in spaces that don't affirm our full humanity. Whether it's code switching, overworking, or hiding parts of yourself to be accepted, it's exhausting. Okay, it's exhausting. Trust me. Okay, being in being the only black woman in certain spaces and trying to perform, code switching, hiding, not saying certain things. Listen, when I tell you now, I'm like, look, you're gonna get this line, you're gonna get this, however I'm showing up as my true self that day, that's what you're gonna get. Okay, I'm no longer going to hide parts of myself. I'm no longer going to dim my light. I'm no longer going to try to be palatable or, acceptable in certain spaces because I'm different or because I look different than everybody in the room. This chapter is a reminder that you don't have to shrink or perform to be worthy. Your real personality, your softness, brilliance, humor, joy, rage, passion is enough. In fact, it's your superpower. Don't let anybody tell you that there's something wrong with you because you act different, look different, talk different, be different than other people. Everybody is different. There's no real normal. There's no real thing that you need to fit into because everybody is different. Everybody's DNA is different. Everybody's human design is different. Everybody's fingerprint is different. Everybody's iris is like everything about everybody is different, even identical twins. So don't feel like, oh, if I'm not fitting into this status quo or this thing over here, they're trends and they come and go. You don't have to fit into any of them. You don't have to be like anyone or try to follow somebody else's path. That's only going to get you but so far. This chapter is an invitation to stop performing and start living, not just for approval, but for freedom. Okay? How do you define freedom? Drop it in the comment section. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. How do you define freedom? What does that look like to you? What does that feel like to you? Okay. So that was it for chapter 11. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to drop them in the chat, drop them in the comment section, and I will respond to them. Like I said, this chapter was really, really good. Okay, I don't see anything in that chat. But at this time, if you are here and you would like to share about the book that you're reading, feel free. Okay, I don't see anybody in the Zoom, which is absolutely fine because that means I'm going to be on time. All right, let me get back to my notes so I'll know what the next thing is. I'm going to share a few quotes from chapter 11 that I starred. When we say that a person has a good personality, what we really mean is that he is freed and released the creative potential within him and is able to express his real self. Okay. 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 When you become too consciously concerned about what others think, when you become too careful or too careful to consciously try to please other people, when you become too sensitive to the real and fancy disapproval of other people, then you have excessive negative feedback, inhibition, and poor performance. Okay, that's a word. This attitude of being immune to strangers or strange situations, this total disregard for all the unknown or unexpected has a name. It is called poise. Poise is the deliberate shunting aside of all fears arising from new and uncontrollable circumstances. Okay, be poised. Okay, be poised. If a child is punished for showing anger or shamed too much for showing fear or perhaps made fun of for showing love, he learns that expressing his real feelings is wrong. Some children learn that it is sinful or wrong only to express the bad emotions, anger, and fear. But when you inhibit bad emotions, you also inhibit the expression of good emotions. Okay, this is something I'm trying to be very intentional about, especially with my manifestor daughter. Okay, she's very passionate, very fiery, very emotional. Okay, and my son too, my oldest son, all my kids are very emotional, and I feel like all kids are if you allow them to be. So I do my best not to shame them or shun them for their emotions, but really embrace them and give them the space that they need to express them and understand them as well. So those are the quotes from the book. Get you a copy, okay? Eventually, I will get my Amazon storefront back. It's not a problem. It's not aligned right now, okay? Yeah, it's not aligned right now. I had to check in, okay? Just because stuff changed from day to day, but yeah, it's not aligned right now. I might be missing out on some coin, but this book here, go and get you a copy. And while you at it, okay, you over there on Amazon, go ahead and get you a copy of my book, the first the first one. Okay, it's All in Me, My Journeys to Freedom and Living Abundantly. That's under my maiden name, Jalisa Ray, Minister Jalisa Ray. And then my 30-day calm life planner just hit 1 year old. So go ahead and get you a copy of the 30-day calm life planner so you can live a more calm life, have a more calm mind. Okay, go from chaos to calm in your mind and in your life with the 30-day calm life planner. Okay, get you a copy over there on Amazon. Okay, while you over there getting this book, go ahead and grab you a copy or two, okay, as a gift of my book as well. Okay, my books, my book and my planner. All right. Um, Announcements. I mentioned that this month's topic is making money moves and building wealth with ease. So a little shift in the program, okay? And that is why I love being me, okay? And I love the creativity to be able to do what it is that comes up, what feels aligned. We're not doing Psycho-Cybernetics next week, okay? We're getting into a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. I've actually finished reading this, but I will continue it. I'm not going to say it's this month. It may or may not be, but I'm just giving you a heads up for next week, okay? Because I don't know what's aligned for the week after next, okay? But next week we will start the conversation around A Happy Pocket Full of Money. This is a book that I've probably read 3 or 4 times now. I have the audiobook. I've been taking notes, and I'm excited. I'm excited to just have this conversation with y'all. If you have ever read A Happy Pocket Full of Money, let me know, okay? So that we can have this conversation together, okay? But next week, I'm not going to say that we're not going to get back to Psycho-Cybernetics this month, like I said, but next week, I know for sure we will be discussing A Happy Pocket Full of Money, okay? I may alternate week to week. Happy Pocket Full of Money, Psycho-Cybernetics until we finish, because I think we got about 3 or 4 more chapters of Psycho-Cybernetics to go through. But that is why this is a book talk, not a book club. Okay, so it doesn't have to always be the same book. I don't have to even go through the entire Psycho-Cybernetics book. So we'll see what's aligned, how things flow. But again, we talking about making money moves, abundant April. So I wanted to invite you to something that was birthed from this conversation in this space of, excuse me, um creating a space for women of color to be able to circulate, generate, build wealth together with ease. And it's called the Money Moves Mastermind. It's $11 a session once a month, where you will be able to come together to support each other's businesses, support each other's endeavors, support each other's financial wealth and well-being, and just build a community of of wealth builders, of abundance, of people walking in their true calling, in their true purpose. So I will drop the link and I will pin it, and it'll be in the description of the video as well for you to join. Again, it's $11 a session. It's for specifically for women of color. So let your homegirl know, let your sister know, let your coworker know that this is a space and place for us to come together to, especially now. Okay, it is so important for us to build wealth together. There's no such thing as job security when it's somebody else in control. And especially with the person that's in the White House right now. Okay. Okay. So we have to put our financial future, put the legacy for future generations in our own hands and do it together, because we're not meant to do life alone. We're not meant to build things alone. We are so much better when we can work together. Okay. Bars. Okay. Yeah, I know I was a rapper and a poet. Okay. I didn't mention that. But I'm complete. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know your thoughts, what came up for you during this video. Feel free to go back to the previous chapters. And if nobody told you today, just remember, I love you. I see you, and I'm so freaking proud of you. Okay. You are doing an amazing job. You are amazing just as you are in this very moment. You are exactly where you're meant to be, even if it doesn't look like it, feel like it, smell like it, whatever the case may be. You are exactly where you're meant to be. And you get to decide in this moment what comes next. All right. That's all I have. And I will see you tomorrow for Wealth Wednesday. All right, y'all. Peace.